Now, regarding the homework, pay attention. There are three possible statuses for the homework. Either you see the two dashes, which means that no attempt has been made at all, meaning the student hasn't even opened the assignment, or they submitted it and the submission attempt was successful and you'll see the orange indicator, or there's the blue indicator, which means that the student actually tried to submit their attempt but it failed due to something like a disconnection or some other issue. This indicator confirms that the student did indeed try to submit. So if you want to check whether the student was trying, this indicator shows that the student attempted to submit, but they might have sent a file that was too large, like a PDF file over 20 or 30 megabytes, and the system couldn't accept that file. What does it mean that the student was actually trying to send? He was trying to send his attempt but failed. What is it called? What happened? This shows the student tried. So to check if the student tried to submit, this shows they tried to send work. They might have tried submitting a file too large, like a PDF over 20 or 30 MB, which the system rejected, or their internet might have dropped briefly while submitting. Then the blue indicator shows. Since you allow one attempt, this indicator stays visible, letting them try again. You can't see the file and it's a failed attempt. It's best to give another attempt, or you can come from here as a solution. Or if the student's internet connection drops while they are trying to submit, an issue occurred. So what will the indicator show? It will show the blue one, letting them resubmit. You can't see their submission. It's a failed attempt. Give them another try. Tell them to allow another attempt or clear it. Clear it if the indicator is blue. You won't be able to see the file or the homework, and it will be considered a failed attempt. In this case, it's best to give the student another attempt, or you can come from here as one of the solutions. But just open the page with me. You can come from here and tell them to allow an additional attempt, or you can do something called clearing the attempt. The student, when you clear the attempt, but only if the indicator is blue, not the orange one, because the orange indicator means that the attempt was successful, meaning the file the student submitted or the successful attempt they made is recorded in the system. So if the indicator is blue, you can clear the attempt. Open the page. You can request an additional attempt or reset the attempt. The student, when you reset the attempt, if the indicator is blue, it's not the orange indicator. Orange shows success, meaning the submission is recorded. We're talking about blue. If you reset the attempt, it goes back to the student, but the time frame must be active. Click here. The student needs to know they can submit. Resetting on 16.9 is not possible because the student, you reset the attempt, but when the student comes to access the assignments, we're talking about the blue indicator. Clearing the attempt returns it to the student. If the assignment's availability is active, availability must be active for submission. Set from 24.8 to 15.9. Clearing on 16.9 means no link for submission after 15th. No submission possible. Ensure an availability period or extend it. If on 16th, inform the student of an additional attempt, availability must be on. Setting it from 24.8 to 15.9 means no clearing attempts on 16.9. After the 15th, no link to submit. Ensure a submission period or extend it. If the issue is on the 16th, extend availability to the 17th or 18th for a second link to submit. After the 15th, the student won't find that link to click on and submit their homework. They won't be able to submit unless there is a time frame during which they can submit, or you can extend the time frame. For example, if the issue occurred on the 16th, you can tell the student, okay, I'm giving you an additional attempt. Extend the time frame to the 17th or 18th. This way, when you extend the availability, the second link will appear for the student so they can submit without issues. Dr. Abdul Hakim is asking if supervisor submissions show each student's homework. So how does that work? Yes, exactly. If you want, we can answer that question. And today is the 16th, so you can come here and extend the availability period to say the 17th or 18th. This way, when you extend the availability, the second link will appear for the student, allowing them to click on that assignment and submit their homework without any issues. This is how to solve problems related homework assignments. Dr. Abdel Hakim is asking if the submissions from the supervisor or group leader will show the homework with each student's name. So how does that work? Yes, exactly. If you want, we can answer that question. You will see in the tools, there is something called not participating. Not participating means I can assign a task. to students 8 and 9. When assigned, this mark shows they haven't submitted. Others see not participating as they aren't in the group. Others have this mark. When student 8 submits, it appears for them. All in the group see it, but I specified student 8 submits. When I assign this task to these two students, what happens? They haven't submitted yet. Others see not participating. Others have not participating. When student 8 submits, it appears for student 8 or 9. Others have the assignment and can submit, but student 8 is specified to submit. When student 8 submits, the orange mark appears for all. When student 8 submits, the assignment appears. For student 8 or 9, everyone sees the assignment, but I, the teacher, specified student 8 submits. The rest can submit normally, but student 8 is specified to submit. When student 8 submits, the orange mark appears for all. When you grade student 8, e.g. 10, 10, all students, like student 9, see the grade immediately. If student 5 is in the group, grading student 8 records for all without issues. So the rest of the students have the assignment and everyone can upload, but I specified that student 8 is the one who will submit. When this student submits, once submitted, the orange mark will appear for all students. When you enter and assign a grade to student 8, e.g. 10, all students, like student 9, will also see the grade of 10 instantly. Student number 5 is 2. When you assign a grade to student 8, that grade will be recorded for all students. Can I modify grades for student 8? Yes, you can adjust grades later. If a supervisor excels, I might give all a 9 and them a 10, then I can just go ahead and you give a grade to student number 8, and you give him, for example, 10 out of 10. All the students in the group, such as student 9, will also have a grade of 10 appear immediately. So let's assume that student number 5 is also in the group. So when you specify that you give a grade of 1 to student number 8, you give him the grade. The grade will be monitored for all the students in the group. It's normal. There's no problem at all. So, can I modify grades for student number 8? No, you can adjust grades. If I have a student doing well, I give all students a 9 and this student a 10. I modify the grade. It shows up fine. Others see 9. Example for assignments through the group system. Create an assignment named task. First, create the group. Adjusted grade shows up fine. Others see 9. Example. Create task assignment. First, create the group. To create the group, go to Users and Groups. Select Groups. With the homework assigned through the group, right? Yes, through the group. All right, let me show you a practical example. I will create an assignment and name it Task. But first, before we create the assignment, let's create the group first. To begin with, how do we create the group? Firstly, you will need to navigate to a section known as the Users and Groups. I sincerely hope this explanation is clear enough for you. Next, we will proceed to select the option labeled Groups, and then choose the same option again. Of course, I created a lot of groups, so I'm going to delete them as well. You all should know how to delete a group. You select the group, then go to Bulk Actions, select the group, and then delete the group. Or you can check the mark next to the name to select all of them, and then you can delete the group. I'm going to delete it, of course. While I'm deleting these groups were previously created. Or you can learn about the mark next to the name. It will select all of them, and then you can delete the group. I'm going to delete it, of course. While I'm deleting these groups were previously created